Ha boom, Bourbon Quest. It's your host, Bourbon Steve. Well, guess what? It's Cinco de Mayo. So, as always, we do things a little differently here on Bourbon Quest. So, we got Cinco de Mayo, and so we're gonna celebrate with some Bourbon Rita. That's right, Bourbon Rita. So, welcome to another cocktail edition of Bourbon Quest. We did a what did we do? We did a a Bourbon Mary was the first cocktail we did maybe a week or two ago. Prior to that, wasn't necessarily a cocktail, but for St. Patrick's Day, we did an Irish car bomb and some Irish whiskey, which was not a fan of the Irish whiskey. The car bomb was actually good, but with it being Cinco de Mayo, we're doing a Bourbon Rita featuring Sazerac rye. So we're gonna make it well, that's not really a bourbon, is it? That's a rye. Alright, maybe I should make a bourbon one. Let's do both. How about we make a rye Rita and a Bourbon Rita? Let me go grab the bourbon. Shit. I didn't think about that. I thought rye, with it being Mexican, would be a little spicier, but we'll do both. Alright, so we'll use Buffalo Trace as our Bourbon Rita. I had to make two videos, a Bourbon Rita, a Rye Rita. This might get intense. Alright, so what are we going to start with? The damn glass that I left sitting right here. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and put a little salt rim on the glass we're going to use. Oh yeah. There's the salt rim. So, alright. Let's start off with some lime juice. I wonder if I should cut this thing. I probably should have cut it. Bear with me, Bourbon Quest. Let's just do this right here. Alright, that way it's cut. Alright, let's just press this in there. And so we're going to add some freshly squeezed lime juice. That's quite a bit. Alright, we got that. We got our lime juice in there. And so we're going to add some agave syrup. This is Herradura agave syrup. I think I'd opened this before we started, but alright, let's add that. Let's do, that's good. Alright, then we're going to add some Cointreau. Some Grand Marais. We're making this a top shelf Bourbon Rita. Alright. What other ingredient? We got that. We got the agave. Now, time for the bourbon. So, let's do like a 3-ounce pour. Alright, let's see what that looks like. So our Bourbon Rita featuring Buffalo Trace. Already got the ice in there. Alright, that should be good. Happy Cinco de Mayo, Bourbon Quest, with the Bourbon Rita. Yeah. I like it. It tastes, it's a Bourbon Rita. You get that Rita part of it with the agave, the lime, the salt. Really good. And then you get that bourbon flavor thanks to Buffalo Trace. Honestly, if you like margaritas and you also like bourbon, you're gonna love this. I think it's fantastic. I don't know if it's as good as the Bourbon Mary though, to be honest. And it might just be my preference to which of those cocktails you like better. A traditional Bloody Mary, a traditional margarita. Of course, I'm kicking things up here with Bourbon Quest using obviously bourbon instead of the tequila for the Bourbon Rita, and then of course when I did the Bourbon Mary, using obviously bourbon instead of vodka. That's good. I like it. Let's do one basically the same way using rye. Let's do that real quick. Let me grab another glass because I think we want to compare those side by side. Another glass we can use in here. Give me 1 second. I gotta grab another glass. All right, for this. All right, different type of glass. So this one, so we're gonna compare the Bourbon Rita to a Rye Rita. And we'll mix it up a little bit. Of course, we'll do the same salt rim. There we go. And then for this one, I'm gonna need more ice. Damn it. Right back. Thanks for your patience. It'll be worth it, I promise. Right. We got our ice. So this one we'll do a little bit differently. Just instead of a freshly squeezed lime, we're just going to use some Italian lime juice. And then for this one, instead of making it a top shelf, we'll just use a Mr. and Mrs. T's original margarita mix. We will go ahead and add a little extra agave. I think it does deserve that. Yeah, that should be good. All right, and then some agave syrup. And then, what are we getting? We got that, we got the mix, we got the lime juice. Now all we need is a Sazerac rye. All right. Got the Sazerac rye. So this is going to be a Rye Rita. Ha ha. All right. Here we go. Oh, all right. So now let's try the Rye Rita after having the Bourbon Rita. Happy Cinco de Mayo, Bourbon Quest. So, got a plus and a minus on here. I like the rye with this. I really do. I think that Mr. and Mrs. T margarita mix is a little bit lower shelf quality. Obviously, I made the Bourbon Rita more top shelf using Contrae and Grand Marnier, along with the fresh lime versus lime juice. I think that's, but I like the rye spice with this. Yeah, I like the rye spice with that. I just think that margarita mix is not the best. Ugh. But let's go back to the Bourbon Rita because this is delicious. I think the rye one, I shouldn't have probably used the pre-made margarita mix, but whatever. Yeah, that's really good. I'm gonna just try this margarita mix. I think that's the problem. Actually, it's not quite that bad on its own. Let's go back to the Rye Rita. They're both good. I think I do prefer between these two, the Bourbon Rita versus the Rye Rita. And that might have been because I didn't make them exactly the same. Thought I would try it just a little bit differently. But if you're celebrating Cinco de Mayo, make yourself a Bourbon Rita or a Rye Rita. I do recommend, if you're going to do that, use the freshly squeezed lime like I did, and with the Contra and Grand Marnier and Herradura agave syrup, and then whatever bourbon or rye that you want to use. In this example, I'm using obviously 2 Buffalo Trace's products, Buffalo Trace bourbon for the Bourbon Rita, and then the Sazerac rye for the Rye Rita. But turn Cinco de Mayo into America de Mayo with bourbon instead of tequila. Cheers, Bourbon Quest. Yeah, that's growing on me. The more I drink this Bourbon Rita, the better it gets. And shouldn't that always be the case? I mean, for real. Alright, why don't my time clock stay up there? Alright, so that's going to wrap it up, I guess, for this cocktail edition. I definitely recommend both of these, a Bourbon Rita, a Rye Rita. I mean, they're better than your traditional margarita, in my opinion. Of course, I'm a big bourbon lover, not a tequila lover, and definitely not a potato juice lover, aka vodka. So, yeah. Remember, Bourbon Quest. Hey, I just want to say thank you all for subscribing. Today, we actually hit 400 subscribers, so that's awesome. I thank each and every one of you. I really appreciate it. If you haven't done so, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost anything. Just helps out me and the channel. Smash that like button, and that helps out the YouTube algorithms and so forth. Feel free to leave a comment on what you think of this, or what your drink of choice is for Cinco de Mayo. For me, it's going to be Bourbon and Rye Ritas. Oh yeah, baby. But and feel free to leave a comment. Let me know what you think. If you agree, disagree, whatever. Again, smash that like button, and then do yourself a favor. Ring that bell for notifications. That way you know each and every time we put up a new video here on Bourbon Quest, which is quite often. I mean, I don't know. Like, I know we're over 220 videos, and we started this channel on July the 27th. So, I mean, I'd be hard pressed to know of another Whiskey 2 channel that puts out more content than what I do here on Bourbon Quest, and I don't work 2 jobs. So, and I still make time for you guys. So do me a favor, man, hit that subscribe button. Listen, and when we get to 500, we get a cat. I'm getting a cat when we hit to 500 subscribers. It's gonna be a big, fat, bourbon brown cat named Q. Will be the official mascot here. So again, and if I'm not putting out more content than any other Whiskey Tube channel, let me know. I'm pretty sure that I am. I mean, I started in July. I'm not even a year old. July 27th, and I'm already over 220 videos. And so we will not only, and if not, for sure, a Bourbon Tube channel in its first year putting out that much content, that just tells you where I think it can go with your help. So help me out, Bourbon Quest. Hit that subscribe, tell your friends, tell your family, smash that like, and we'll keep bringing content. If you've got suggestions on what you'd like to see in the future, let me know. I mean, I plan out I plan out what my show ideas. I don't really plan it. I gotta go get ice, I gotta go get a glass, but the bottom line is I try to give you my honest reviews, bring you content, entertain you, and that's what cheers, Bourbon Quest. Here's to you. Thanks for getting to 400. Let's get to 500. I think we can do it really soon. I think the ball's rolling. Cheers, and happy Cinco de Mayo. That's really good, yeah. Alright, I think that'll wrap it up for this edition of Cocktails here on Bourbon Quest. Make yourself a nice drink. Hey, enjoy tomorrow, or today, I guess when this video comes up. Eat plenty of Mexican food, drink plenty of Bourbon Ritas, Rye Ritas, and hey, have fun. That's what we're about. And as always, my wish for you is that all your Bourbon Quest dreams come true. Ha ha! Happy Cinco de Mayo! Oh yeah! Those are pretty damn good, both.